Let's just get this shit over with. These are two movies that I don't like, but everyone else I know seems to like. First movie is The Blair Witch Project. Even to this day, I hate The Blair Witch Project. It's one of my least favorite movies ever made. Well, what is this movie even about? It's about three people that go out in the woods in search of the alleged Blair Witch, and they go missing, and it's about the footage that they had when they were recording the events of them traveling through the woods trying to find the witch. That's your movie right there. It's a found footage movie. And let me have a disclaimer. I don't really have a whole lot against found footage movies. I've seen some really good ones. Some really, really good found footage movies. One of them being Grave Encounters and then Paranormal Activity 3. But guys, this movie sucks. And what I mean by that is just that this movie is just shaky cam and screamy. And I know a lot of people will say that this movie is incredibly scary and that it's all about what you don't see, and that is what's scarier than what you do see. And well, here's the thing. My imagination is very vivid, but since because of the fact I don't know jack shit about the Blair Witch or what the hell it can do, I'm not necessarily terrified because I legit just don't know what the hell this thing is. I don't know what its powers are. I don't know whether or not, I don't know how it's going to kill me if I were in this situation. So I'm just going to say it. I needed to see something. I needed to at least see the hand of the witch. At the very least. I needed to see the hand so that way I'd be like, oh shit, if that's what her hand looks like, I can't imagine what her face would look like. I needed something to add to the tension. And I just didn't. So to me it's just as simple as someone running out in the woods being like, whoa, a branch snapped. Fuck, go, go, go! It's not that hard to replicate at all. And I don't really know how to put it, but if I can do it very simply, then no. I don't really like this movie at all. I just don't think the premise is really too strong. I don't really care for the vibe I get from it. I don't like the shaky cam, and I hate the fucking screaming. Jesus Christ, I hate the screaming in the movie. And you know what? Only thing about this movie that is even worth praising is the marketing. What they did is they took pictures of the actors and made missing posters out of them and plastered them all over the entire United States. They made a website about the missing actors, and I was like, that's pretty good. And that's why this $60,000 budget movie made 240 something million at the domestic box office, which is absolutely insane, therefore making this one of the most profitable movies ever, according to budget, and then timesing that in order to get to the amount that you actually made. And aside from that, there's nothing else about this movie I really like. So, because of it, the Blair Witch Project does get a 1 out of 10. Now, if I wasn't going to get famous off of that one, I'm going to get famous off of this one. Next on my list of two movies that I just simply don't care for, where everyone else seems to, the original Friday the 13th. So, this movie is very, very simple. It's just camp counselors at Camp Crystal Lake, and there's a murderer running around, killing them one by one. It's a slasher movie. And, here's the thing. This movie isn't technically terrible. I don't think it's a terrible movie. I just think it's the worst out of all the slasher movies that we have gotten that led to a franchise. Aside from, let's say, Leprechaun or Puppet Master. Those two are definitely the worst. But when it comes down to the OG horror movie icons that are at the top of their game, like Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Chucky, Pinhead, all of them, I have to say this is probably the weakest link out of the first step into making their respective franchises. Because with this movie, I think it is painfully boring at times. That's saying a lot for a movie that should just be nothing more than a whole bunch of gore schlock with women becoming naked and showing off their bodies, and then just people getting hacked and like stoner jokes. This should not be that hard of a movie to make interesting or entertaining, but somehow this movie manages to make it incredibly boring at certain points, which is an accomplishment. I hate to say it, but it's an absolute accomplishment. But you know what? There are some legitimately decent things to like about this movie. I won't lie, this movie does have some legitimately good things to bring to the table. The main thing being the gore. The blood, the guts, all of it. They all look really good. This is done. The makeup work is done by Tom Savini, who is just a very, very, very talented makeup and special effects artist. And he worked on movies such as Dawn of the Dead, obviously this movie, the fourth movie in this series, and he made a whole bunch of really good movies, and his makeup effects lended towards their quality, and this is one of those movies. The other things I really like about this movie are some of the performances, mainly with the main actress and the twist of who is revealed to be the killer, and it's the mother of who's the killer in the rest of the series, Pamela Voorhees. Betsy Palmer does a great job playing the mother, especially with the fact that it is actually kind of creepy when she does start reenacting her own son's voice, and she's like, "Kill her, mommy, kill her," and she's just saying that to herself as if her actual son was talking to her. I do think that's a bit creepy. But what I don't like about the third act of the movie is the fact that we see all these elaborate kills, the spears, the arrowheads going through the bed sheets, and then somebody getting arrowed to a door, getting smashed through a window, slits to the throats, with no problem at all, axes to the face, all of that. But yet, in the third act, our illustrious, tough killer resorts to slapping and is beaten down very easily with a fire poker, and then is decapitated using a machete that was the ending is good. I'll give it that. With Jason popping out of the lake, okay, I'll give it that. That's a decent jump scare. I mean, though personally I never jumped at it, I do think it's a decent scare. It's a decent way to end the movie and to leave it open for other movies. And what do you know? Another 11 movies came after this one. And guys, so that's because of the fact it's incredibly boring, the pacing is off, and the fact that we can't really get latched on to any of these characters with a really weak story, but with 1 to 2 decent characters, good gore effects, and a decent ending, Friday the 13th gets a 5 out of 10. Alright guys, there you go. I just went over Friday the 13th and the Blair Witch Project. 2 movies that I don't like, but many people like. That just about everyone else I know does like. And for tomorrow, it's going to be 2 movies that I like, but everyone else seems to dislike. And that is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and Hereditary. Yes, I know I just reviewed Hereditary a couple months ago, but I still have some more left I could say to really prove my point about this movie. Anyways, that's for the next time, okay? So, my name is Brendan Bromley. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, whatever day, evening, night, time you're watching this. And I'll see you all next time.